pays to dream big, but not everyone can reach their dreams.
All right, so for these teams, you think maybe instead of playing games, we can just roll the dice and see whoever wins with the dice rolling? You know, they can just rock, paper, scissors it, and there you go. Your grand final champions, it's Navi, because they went for scissors. Awesome.
Well, scissors would be an amateur move. They would lose if they did that. Everyone knows you throw rock or paper.
Yeah, but I went for a rock. Bulldog went for scissors. Oh, thank God. Draft. All right, here we go.
The same band.
Oh, he didn't go
Thank
for
goodness.
No.
And complete the same heroes here. What are we going to get here? We're going to get an ogre band. We don't know. Tiger, think about it.
What are they doing?
37, he's thinking.
What are they gonna do?
Thinking 23.
Hands up. Hands up.
Hands up. Hands up, baby.
This isn't America, guys. You can just talk to the policeman here.
Hands up.
10 seconds remaining.
Please don't get political on the program. If Harambe was the president, we wouldn't be having any of these problems.
What is happening?
This is the longest a team has ever taken to ban out a second.
It's the same hero, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't find it. That happens to me.
What's happening, Cheever?
Well, so far Navi has banned out the same heroes. Let's see if Tigers ban out Treant again and have the same bans there too.
What is his flexing position? I just got a comment on it.
Whoa!
Something?
Well, it's an intimidation.
And it's the same ban.
Tree and didn't ban ogre?
Huh?
No, he banned Treant.
Okay.
Nice. The axe first pick. That's what I expected.
Is it? Lizzie!
After that performance, I agree.
Look at that
Snake,
smile.
he's like, yes, he's going to carry me.
Yep. And
You know-
one thing to note is that the Navi bans, I think part of the reason they're not changing it, they're taking away all the win conditions from Tigers. And so far, Tigers has been relying on this 10th pick cheese. They don't have the ability to go to any of their strong strategies because I think they're all based upon those 3 opening bans from Navi. And I think they might just be comfortable playing against the cheese. They took their lactate, now they're all of a sudden ready to go, drink that milk, eat that yogurt, and take victory.
Both teams are pretty good at recovering after a loss. We've seen that before in series. We've seen that before over the course of a tournament. Why are you there? You guys, they're just laughing at me.
You're
right
just
now.
talk.
Yeah. What do you want? I don't even know what I'm doing.
What do you want?
All right, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Mental fortitude. How much does it come to play in the best of 5? Because I heard some rumors backstage earlier thinking that, well, Tigers lost that game. They're going to be tilting right now.
I don't think there is such a thing as tilt.
Oh, okay. I know that is wrong, so let's just ignore that statement.
Just tilted me. I'm pissed.
Well, it depends on the team, I think. You can kind of tell when teams...
No, he coming. Oh, Lord, he coming. Ogre Magi.
I was listening, Slacks. I was listening. What was having to say?
Go ahead, sorry.
Go on.
What a weird thing were you trying to set up here?
I wasn't setting up anything. I was discussing tilt.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So some teams are much better at keeping their cool than others. Some teams get mad. Some teams make memes. But traditionally, the teams that do the best...
Jen! Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord, he coming.
This hero.
Oh, my God. Now go ahead, Kyle. The teams that do the best. We're not tilting you, are we?
So teams like Liquid and OG, they rely on the power of friendship and come into games just thinking, it's like a Kuro statement, really. We might win, we might lose. It kind of depends on fate. All we can do is our best and hope that in the end we come out triumphant.
I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, OG and the TI at least was fueled by hatred.
That's not true.
Well,
That is true, though.
It's...
read the book.
Have you seen the picture?
I took it, Shiva. I've seen it.
I know. I mean, that was not the power of friendship in that picture. That was the power of hatred and fuel and rage
That
and
was
revenge.
competitive vigor.
I live my life
very
by
different.
hatred.
I call it revenge. Revenge is a dish
You
best
guys,
served.
can we not falsify the facts and manufacture drama? All right, the storyline is.
Excuse me. Have you
was
seen the picture?
excellent.
Have you seen the picture, though, you idiot? Have you seen it?
Look, that picture was a hoax.
What? What?
It's
No.
fake news.
No. Valve fabricated it. Oh God! I'll admit it.
Valve.
I watched them.
secretly-
It was AR. It was AR. They are them on the stage. Oh god! All right, guys, let's focus on the game here. We have got the first few picks coming out, and we are in the second ban phase. So we've seen Ogre, Magi, and Lina already from Tigers before,
Yeah, that worries me.
and the lane was the lane that failed. But they can always go back and put that Ogre as support and put Lina as a core. Like those are two very flexible picks. They
That's right.
ban out the Dark Willer. Yeah.
No,
Why
no,
not
not
doing
like
that?
the hero a lot. And we've seen they switched from the Enigma to Axe now, which makes a lot of sense because Navi, they want to be more aggressive. This Enigma sometimes is a bit too slow of a Dota hero. So Navi, they want to keep fighting.
Yep.
They picked that with a Chen. They go hard, hard, hard
In the paint.
What?
in the paint.
You've never.
That's what it means. That's what Grant told me actually. Hard in the paint?
Don't
Yes.
listen to him.
What does that mean? Because it's a basketball reference, I believe.
No way. It's complicated. It's a multiple meanings. It's really dependent on the interpretation of those listening.
Gross.
You guys obviously don't get it, so we're gonna move on. Storm banned from Tigers. They're sick of the magical storm. It was quite effective, and I would expect.
Freaking overly
They
effective.
predict
Look at the time they have to spend. There's so much thought going into this pick. What will it
Yep.
be? Bulldog. You don't know. It's
I know.
Oh, you do?
I'm feeling the Winter Wyvern.
Hell,
Gonna finally come back
been a
now.
long time.
I think you mean the
Been a-
Winter Dragon.
A Wyvern is a dragon, though. It's a type of dragon.
Give me that tiny dog.
I don't think you're tiny here. It's way too much single target. And it also somewhat closes their draft.
Last time they went for the Weaver Undying picks.
I think Weaver
this
and Dying is still quite good, to be honest. It's just that 10th pick. They don't build around one of their favorite cores, so they have a nice lineup, but there's no glue that provides the victory.
Yeah.
Is Undying glue?
No, the last pick would be. Like, they need the win condition hero, and it was Meepo, then it was Huskar. I think they should have and could have won both games. Another Chavash time.
Yay!
He owned in that previous game.
Indeed, he did.
Indeed.
He made that bottom lane work for them and Gyro. Cool. Why they ban Dark Willow though? Because it's also a Chavash hero that's dominating, and you know if you're gonna
10
ban out
seconds
heroes and you
remaining.
don't really know what your enemy team is gonna do, why not ban out some signature heroes like Magical
5
Storm and
seconds
Chavash's
remaining.
Willow?
I don't think you ever laned against Axe, Dark Willow, Slacks. If you ever had, you would know.
Well, what I know, that is not fun. Okay.
It's not fun. Dark Willow.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Admiral Bulldog the God!
Called it.
Woo! Winter
back.
Wyvern.
That's why
Finally.
we're the analysts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still wrong a lot.
You've been wrong the 4 last games, I believe.
That's not true.
Kyle.
Not sure at all.
Oh, Kyle has, yes.
Kyle, yeah, Kyle has been. The last 4 games, you've been wrong with your predictions.
Templar Assassin. Who's counting anyway? Oh.
I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to get them wrong. It's too easy
Hey-oh.
to get it right.
You're just reverse jinxing?
Yes.
Hey-oh.
Finally, we have TA back on Navi.
Yeah,
They didn't pick it for a few games now, but damn, Magical and TA has won every matchup he
10
played against,
seconds
and big time.
I think if you are the side of Tigers, Navi, I feel like you got to ban Ember. Tigers now don't want to put Lina mid. They might have been thinking about it, but now I'm pretty sure you have
Yep.
the core, the Ogre, the Wyvern again. And looking at their draft, I'm feeling a bit concerned because they're in that same scenario. We have 4 heroes that can play on map and fast, but they have limited damage, and they don't have something to build around. Who's like the Aegis carrier that's going to take the game for them? That's their 10th pick. But what are the options available? The Meepo gets banned out, and immediate gyro from Navi. All in on this high aggression, just pace. Look at the pace they can play with. They're going to be so fast around the map. They're going to eat towers for breakfast, Roche for lunch, and the major slot for dinner.
Wow. This is not yet the last game. Oh, look, we get a heart.
Why are you facepalm?
Yo! Another gyro. Okay, now
10
that
seconds
they
remaining.
might have not been prepared for this last time, but come on.
I think you might Alchemist. I'm not sure though. I don't like it against TA too much.
If you're thinking about if you're gonna play fast, surely an alchemist is not the right way to go. Or you want something that can match the timing,
Yeah,
right?
you just pick Ember, really. You just pick Ember because it allows you to stay aggressive. You don't really feed to anything except for the axe call. And while you lose, it's a very skill-based matchup mid. But if you get 1 kill, it turns things around. There we go.
Holy woly, he did it too. He did it.
That means that you're going to be able to predict who's going to win, right?
Holy. Well, look, you're up first though.
Golly. Yeah, I switched seats.
This is very easy, honestly. I see core ogre. I vote other team.
This is very easy for me. I see what Bulldog does. I do the opposite. Navi is gonna win, or Tigers is gonna win. Tigers is gonna win.
You know you've been wrong so far going against Bulldog, but sure.
That's right. Select, stop making faces.
Can you please be serious? This is a grand finals
I'm
panel.
thinking. That's my thinking face. I don't do it often.
That's not your thinking face.
Resting crazy face.
Navi.
That's right.
10 seconds.
The last time I went with Cal, we lost. I'm gonna go for Navi as well.
I'm taking all the glory of this.
Oh, let's see what's gonna happen here in the third game of the grand finals course of Dream League Season 10 with Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you, Shiva. Yes, ready for another game here in the best of 5 grand finals of the Corsair Dream League Season 10 Minor. We have Navi and Tigers ready to go. The drafts are done. It's 1-1 at the moment in this best of 5. Who's going to be able to get themselves back in the lead in this best of 5 series, folk? We've got another game. Navi bringing out that gyrocopter. Tigers with their 5th pick answering with the Ember Spirit. Carl seemed to like the Tigers lineup. What sort of side are you falling on?
Navi set an incredible pace with that gyrocopter last time. I thought that the lane was not going to go so bad. I mean, Ogre and Lina had a combined like 20-something deaths in the last game. I think they should at least be trading out a couple in that bottom one. I mean, I like the pace that Navi set, though. Blizzy's axe, he's been absolutely destroying every single game. As soon as he gets Blink Dagger, he always seems to find the catches. He's like Blink, Blade Mail, Shadow Blade build, and he's done it like every single time. He just always seems to be in the right place at the right time to find all the pickoffs. And they've got Magical on his best hero, right? His Templar Assassin has been absolutely phenomenal. We'll see how this matchup goes, though. The mid matchup for me is going to be a big thing that dictates the pace. Like the panel was saying, skill-based. But the thing about Ember Spirit is in the mid game, you're able to hunt the TA a lot if your team's able to set the pace and look. And this time, too, now they have stuff that can actually hunt and catch, right? The last game, they just lacked so much catch to really do anything. Sure, they had this Huskar lineup that just wants to kind of like ball down and end the game, but now this Ember Spirit can at least try to set up ganks on the sidelines.
And I'm liking this a lot better as well. We've got, what, 1437 back on the Lina.
Yeah.
This was sort of the combination that we talked about that has succeeded in their laning stage time and time again. They switched it around, obviously, last game with 1437 playing the Undying, which is fair enough, but then you sort of put Zephyr in that position on the Lina, where he certainly did seem comparatively more uncomfortable on that hero compared to the 1437 Lina performances we've had before.
He was, I mean, uncomfortable. He was extremely uncomfortable. He missed time after time. His light strike arrays were off the point. Even after like a Yule set up into like stun, he'd miss it. In the lane too, he like ran into the gyrocopter. There was a lot of things that Zephyr had trouble with in the last game, and we've seen 1437 had great games on the Lina.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So this Wyvern pick too, the Wyvern versus the Chen can be really strong, but that's where I think also the gyrocopter can also have its strength. The Gyro versus Wyvern is something we used to see in the past when Gyro was very popular. You can't really cold embrace targets because he just does majority magic damage. From Yander.
Will be sent away from the top bounty rune. We're going to see down bottom. Arjit's able to get himself in with the Shikuchi, take that rune away from Blizzy. So across the map as it is, 3 bounty runes to start off going the way of Tigers.
I'm just looking forward to see what this top lane can do again. So if 1437 and Moon can make the difference in comparison to Ogre, or Moon, Meander, and Zephyr versus the same lane composition.
We'll see how much of a difference that player swap does make.
They know that this courier snipe is coming. The Chen is in position for it, but Tigers, they are prepared.
Yeah, they shouldn't fall foul to this.
Already coming out, Magical.
Getting a fair bit onto the TA, punishing him, of course, whilst level 1 with just the side blades and refraction.
Yeah, he killed the whole enemy wave without a single one of his creeps dying initially, but now Magical, he gets all 4 last hits. And Zephyr, he's looking for the courier snipe himself.
And he's going to get it.
And is the Chen?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen that before. Both sides losing their couriers in perfect harmony. A win for the teams and a loss for the animals.
Whose was more important? TA had a salve on it. I think the TA's was probably more important. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only got a shared tango and a fairy fire magical.
Yep, Ember already has extra tangos, so. But Magical, as we said, skill-based matchup. Magical's been absolutely amazing on this Templar Assassin already. 7-3 last hits. But uh-oh, has to be careful here. Oh.
He's got to be really careful. Just that shared tango and a fairy fire. Another ping comes out.
They want a rotation.
Yeah, they're bringing the Wyvern back over.
Yeah.
There's top.
Moon.
We go on to Moon. He has got the missile gun. It's where they try for the toss back, but it's not going to latch onto the hero. Just a creep. So Moon will be fine.
Magical, getting pressured. He's got to get sent home. It takes quite a long time, but he will be able to get the hell out of there. Sent back and saves his TP so he can TP back to the lane nicely. And that's actually kind of like a reset. He can pick up some regen if he needs it too. So that's very useful coming out from the Chen. And we see Blizzy down bottom, haven't really paid much attention to the bottom lane, but he's cutting creep waves, having a hell of a time. He's not versus an Undying this time that just chases him, spams the Ks. So Blizzy, again, going to be set up for success.
Well, top lane. Good bit of a harass here. Onto Crystallized. Light Strike won't catch him, though. Just fast enough to keep the distance. With the sail popped up and back up to full, and in fact down bottom, Zephyr, he tried to come across to disrupt this from Blizzy, but Blizzy ends up getting the whole wave and the first blood. He's salving up as well, so it'd be good to stay down here. You can't afford to just hand a free first blood kill to an axe that's cutting the creep wave. That's a big no-no.
No, definitely not. And Zephyr really has to step it up. In the last game, he struggled as the Lina. This game gives away the first blood to the... Yeah, like you said, that axe.
You can't do that.
No, he definitely cannot.
But he did. And he's going to come back into the lane onto mid. At least make sure that Wonder Kid continues to have a great time. Top lane, Chew does get caught out by the chain stuns, but
we're seeing this lane go completely different already.
It's so much stronger this time around for Tigers.
The older Lina, it should do very well versus Jara, like we were saying last time. Just Navi, they must have had some like incredible... We saw a couple tossbacks from Chew on the Tiny, but this time around, going to be a little bit different. But Blizzy, he's nearly level 5. He has a hood coming out on the courier.
No, he does.
He has a full hood on the courier.
You mean a cloak, right?
No, it's a full hood.
Oh my goodness.
It's 3 minutes in.
3.5 minutes in. He's level 5 with a hood top lane. At least Tigers maybe have to find themselves some positivity as they'll take down Crystallized, but 1437s have to die for the tower for it, so he'll die. Choose
and
there.
Moon might go down too.
Choose still got the combo. He's got the avalanche, a toss back as well, and the Moon. Fire blast, trying his best to run away, but Crystallized back in the lane. Won't look to commit. Homing missile still on cooldown for 8 seconds, so Moon will be fine. But oh my goodness, Blizzy.
Massive.
Absolutely massive. Hood at 3.5 minutes in, that's unheard of. It's got to be the fastest hood we've seen on an axe ever.
It might actually be the fastest.
3.5 minutes Hood of Defiance. And level 5. In a couple more waves, he's going to be level 6. You can't get this axe out of the lane. Top lane. A light strike onto Chew, but the backup's there from Crystallized. In fact, they're looking to chase. Avalanche missile comes out onto the Lina. Crystallized getting himself on top. They take down 1437. Moon's got to be careful as well. If the tree comes out, smacks him on the back, and Moon has to head back to heal. He's mid lane. Set up with the chains, Magical. He's going to look to just sort of chase this down, trying to get the angle with the side blades, but Wonder Kid keeps the distance and will be fine. Only just, though, going down to 30 HP. He's down to the last tango and a fairy fire.
And look at this, they're applying pressure with the Wildkin as well, so Blizzy's hurting the tower quite a bit here. It's Argent. He's had to use all of his mana to secure some last hits. They will have the Shrine available in about 5 seconds, too, but those bounties, he wants to try to claim them.
He'll be able to take that. Well, actually, will he? Seneko, is he quick on the fingers? He's not. Alajit will be able to steal the rune. A little on the mana, so can't chase too hard. Is he going for another Shikuchi?
He breaks
does not.
He breaks the clarity.
Seneko will die unless he wants to pop the shrine in the stick, and well, with that popped, he should actually live long enough for backup to come in, and indeed he does. Arjit has to retreat. He'll turn. He'll take the creep down. But Arjit will at least get back to safety. Doesn't get that kill, though, that he was hunting and hoping for. Mid lane CS at the moment. You see Magical leading the way 30 to 10, 30 for free, trading the CS pretty well, the two of them.
Yep, and they're ready. Seneko's, while he's been moving around between the bottom lane and mid, since you see he's only level 2 on the Chen, he's not able to really gank and set up since this axe is just cutting waves. He's stacking Ancient.
Look at this axe. It's 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in, and Blizzy, he's got the tower. Yep. He's got the tower.
The dream for an axe. Cutting and getting every single last hit and then getting a first blood. You can't ask for more.
See that try to shoot. There's 3 heroes here from Tigers trying to make make the go, but Crystallize, he heads into the midst of them all. He's only level 4, so not a crazy amount of magical combo that he can throw out. Chew's still alive for now. Zeph from 1437, they'll look to die. Dragon Slave comes in. He needs another right click from Zephyr though, and Chew, he's doing his best to juke it out through the trees. At the same time, Seneko comes in with a wraparound on the mid lane. They'll kill off the Wonder Kid. Tigers do get the kill eventually onto the Tiny, but as we saw, they did lose that hero mid. They lost the Ember Spirit to a gank from Seneko.
See Moon tanking the tower, trying to make sure that he can protect that catapult so they can try to take this tower early on as well, since they already lost their tier 1 bottom, but they're all very low up here. And Blizzy,
He's taking a tier 2.
he's just keeping his catapult alive.
This Axe, I mean, Blizzy, we've spoken to him a few times. He's a very cheery fellow, and I bet he's smiling his face off this game.
This is going to be an incredibly early build
Oh
dagger.
my goodness, this Axe. This is why they pick it first pick. I
Absolutely.
think you have to have something drafted to address this play, or you just straight up ban the Axe. You can't let him have it. Blizzy just seems to have the freest game of his life. Surely it's not game over or anything, but this Axe, you cannot emphasize enough how fat this Axe is.
Yeah. In the last game, they did pick something to deal with him, right? They picked the Undying, which is pretty annoying to play versus an Axe in lane and also in the game because the Tombstone. This time, though, it's a free farm Axe level 8. All right, let's see what Blizzy can make happen with it, because their gyro this game is not out
He'll need
the
help.
same stuff.
Yeah, Crystallize is going to need help, but by all means, you know, an Axe with a good start, he's certainly the help that a gyro needs.
sure.
That sort of jump and setup that buys time to keep people held underneath the cooldown. Chew does get found. Tigers keeping the 3-man up it will punish Chew. The cooldown does come in, so Crystallize will look to turn. It's Crystallize with the rocket barrage, gets himself on top of Moon. The stick charges will not keep Moon alive, and in fact, there's a wraparound as well from Seneko. As Navi, they'll look to take more than just the one from this. The chase down onto Zephyr being proceeded on by Crystallize. Can they quite close the gap? 1437 goes for a light strike, but he gets dodged by Crystallize. They're still very low. In fact, they're going to send the gyro back. Seneco's still trying to chase, but the backup's there. Seneko won't find the kill onto the Leaners. The 1437 will be healed up. Fire blast from Ogre holds back the Hellbear Smasher. They're also bringing the Ember Spirit up towards the top lane for that play on Tigers. But this is just more space for Blizzy. It's only 8 minutes and he's nearly got the Blink Dagger on top of the Hood of Defiance. And that is when he can just go to sort of any of these lanes, whether it be towards the mid to set up for the T8 or towards the top to set up for Crystallize, where they have so many opportunities to set up for kills that they're going to be so hard for Tigers lineup to punish.
Absolutely. And we were talking about the gyrocopter being shut down. Look at the Weaver, Ajit. He's been bullied. Like, he only has 37 last hits in the lane because this Axe just had such a successful time to just cut the wave, make this Weaver tank creeps under tower constantly, and then he just takes his tower. Blizzy is uncontested.
Yeah, this Axe has got the potential to entirely take over the game.
Navi, 2k gold lead. Crystallize.
Oh, they got the light strike. They're pulling in Archie as well. Crystallize does get the cooldown on Tuesday with the back of Crystallize. Should still fall for sure, and he does, but not before Navi get 2 kills in return. Double kill for Chew, good burst of gold for him. Blizzy, a few more creeps. The Blink Dagger's already on its way out. So 9 minutes in.
Level 10 with a blink and a hood.
Has to be one of the best starts we have seen an Axe get.
I mean, he's literally above 500 GPM, so that's pretty crazy.
And he's already looking to make a move. They're not going to quite expect
Immediately.
this. They're not going to expect the 9-minute Blink Dagger Hood Axe. No one does. There's Arjit. Too hanky. It's a bit of a bait there. There it is. Oh, the avalanche into the Blink. They get the 2-man call, and it's 2 quick kills. And look at that. Respect from Blizzy as well. Letting Crystallize take the kill on Moon. Doesn't go for the secondary dunk. He says Marjara needs the gold. He's going to get it. I'm a bro.
And where did the Radiant Courier go? Did it die during that? The Courier died. Oh no. Navi getting absolutely everything going their way this game. The Ember Spirit is the saving grace for Tigers, but TA is having a perfect time, Blizzy.
No, good luck with this.
He's got a hood, but
He's got a hood.
they're right next to his shrine. Can they actually get this man? Nope.
There's backup
got
as
the
well.
Blink.
I mean, Blizzy will back away. It did have as well Crystallize and Chew. If they really wanted, they could have tried to force that fight, but Blizzy will play it cool.
All 3 cores at the top now as the gyrocopter. Sure, he died top, but they got great trades out of that.
He was not in a great place in farm, but that one rotation with this Axe and bam, Blizzy boost Crystallize back up.
Yep, and Shivash as well, the Tiny. Catapulted forward. We saw what he could do last time on the Tiny. He's already off to a great start too. Navi, 5k gold lead now. It's just accelerating faster than we can even see. Another ancient stack coming along too, so they can have the TA get enabled by that. Even more so than he is already. Tigers with a very similar strategy to the last game, that's not having a, cheese like a Huskar, but besides that, the side lane's pretty similar. It's not working out so far for them.
I just really think that Tigers, if this game continues to go this way, the way of Navi, they have to seriously consider if they want to let that act through the draft. Because even when they do have ways to sort of, at least sort of dissuade him from making these creep cuts, it just seems so powerful. And Blizzy knows exactly how to abuse it.
Every single time you see him just on the prowl. He doesn't show himself in lane at all when he's playing this.
Vineyard Dream comes forward too far. He's going to get caught out by a pool. The spin's coming to play, and the dunk from Blizzy. Another kill for the Axe.
Hashtag Blizzy.
Hashtag Blizzy.
He's doing everything that I know for his team, and they're even looking to hunt more. Chew.
Yeah, mid lane.
Toss back.
Yeah, they go. They've got the control. Magical. Has he got enough damage? It certainly looks to be it. Moves trying to at least bring down someone with him, but the life strike from 43 to 37 will not connect. There's Chew. Still alive. Hand of God heal comes through.
And they're cutting. Blizzy's immediately on the way in the rotation to try to get some more catch.
Oh no, here comes Blizzy. Have some mercies in. Cold embrace. Doesn't matter as Blizzy sends him to a cold hard grave.
7k gold lead. It's just ramping up too fast. They need their Ember. They need this Ember Spirit, honestly, to just be running around making plays non-stop for the side of Tigers. The other heroes can't make the similar plays as this hero does. So I think the Ember has to watch how much he shows himself in lane for Tigers to try to have a chance here, but they're losing so much map control. They lose their tier 2 already at this pace in the game. 8k gold lead. Navi. Their game plan working again this time around. And the top lane, the Ogre Lina, they were off to a bit of a better start, but then some quick rotations coming in from a Blink Dagger on an Axe completely changes everything. And looking at like this, the thing is that with Tiger's lineup, they want to be off to a good start in the laning phase. If you look at Navi's, their heroes are fine with going in a later state. A Gyrocopter, if he can get out of the laning phase, he becomes very, very threatening. TA, sure, you have this this timing where your BKB can start to tick low, but if you are able to farm ancient stacks and get a Blink Desolator very quick time, look at the heroes on the side of Tigers. Who's the tankiest? It's an Ogre Magi who's not off to the best start whatsoever. He can just get brought down so quickly from this TA.
Oh, look at that goal from Magical. Oh,
he's going to be so rich. Seneko setting up those stacks. And look at Blizzy. He knows. He doesn't need to get more farm. He'll get farm from getting kills. Sit behind your cores, and when they try to make aggressive moves, be there for the backup. Such a great start for this Axe. Tigers.
I mean, you can see Tigers, they know that
something's up.
Crystallize is sort of the easiest pick-off, but at the same time, they know that there's going to be some sort of trap set.
Yep. And they don't have their level 6 on the Lina still either, so they need that extra burst. They're giving 1437 the lane to try to get him that Laguna. They now have it for that little bit more burst damage. But they're not farming much on the map here because of this. We see Navi. Look at the way they're displayed across the map. Magical's just like cool. Farming Ancients. Mid, Chavash. Farming. Top, the Gyrocopter's still able to get this farm. They're getting so much more out of the map. Magical was just level 12. Now he's level 14 from farming all those Ancients. Great movements on the map so far by Navi, just controlling time and time again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're still hunting on this top lane, the three of them.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Now it's
attack.
spotted, and look at Blizzy.
They're just collapsing in
Immediately.
They know this is a fight they can take, and look who's there. Blizzy straight in, two-man call. All the setup in the world that Navi need to easily get those 2 kills.
He's got a full pipe now on top too. So the physical damage is pretty limited on the side of Tigers. Now they have a pipe thrown in on top. That Ember Spirit, the Ember Spirit's not going to be able to do much of anything if the Axe...
Magical's got a blink on top of the desk, so whilst this has all been going on, they're hitting all of their item timings at record pace, Navi.
They can look to do the Roche with just the TA and the Chen. The rest of the 3 can run around the map for Navi and look to get these kills. As it's, 12k gold lead. It's getting out of hand. It's been getting out of hand from the beginning of this one. But it's getting even more so as Seneko, he will get spotted, going for some deep wards, and will be punished.
They get a chain, kill a bit of money for In Your Dream. But he's going to need a hell of a lot more to really catch up to the pace of the others. I mean, you can see just the difference in the mid lane. Remember, 4.7k net worth on Ember, 9k net worth on Magical, closing to nearly double the net worth that this TA has, as the net worth difference as a team just continues to drop so far away from Tigers.
And the experience, too. I mean, it's 16 minutes in. That's an over 10,000 experience lead. That is something you don't see every day.
And Navi are absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. And full map control when you have a TA on your team. Like we said, they have so many options that they can look to they can just go for the Roche with the TA and the Chen and have the rest running around. I believe the Tiny as well, Chuvash, now has a Blink, because the TA was just ancienting for the last, 3 minutes or so, while he just farmed the mid lane. So level 8 Tiny with Blink. This core Ogre has a Vanguard, but he's level 7.
I mean, we're going to have seen it 2 games in a row them trying to run the core Ogre. I know it's worked out for them in the past, but maybe against Navi today, it's not the way to go.
I mean, it's quite risky this time around.
He's going to get Winter's Curse, set for Will, therefore be able to TP out as Chew, little off the mark with the Avalanche. Zephyr's on the high ground, they don't quite know the exact position. But
how can Tigers take fights? They're just going to... Navi can just go on Rush Pit. With Pipe, the damage is just not there for Tigers.
The team fight from Tigers, it's that Winter's Curse, that is it.
And it was just used.
That is it. There's nothing else.
And they're not really that much physical either. The Weaver doesn't apply that much when he's into these type of heroes. Like Tiny and Axe, when they have this type of farm, they can just get on top of the Weaver and kill him immediately.
17 minutes in. Navi. Well, I'll tell you what they are. They're continuing to make that Drow strat look worse and worse. You know, bottom lane Chew. He's got the setup. And they got the done. They got the kill. I mean, this team game 1. Remember how they looked when they had a Drow strat? You know, I'm saying that's the Drow lineup. So if Navi have done anything, they're putting a pretty serious petition to get Drow strats buffed. Because they got stomped with the Drow strat. When they don't do a Drow strat, they are just absolutely walking over Tigers this series. Both game 2 and now this game 3, it looks like they're on a totally different level, Navi.
Yep. Seeing Sineko playing his Phoenix, seeing Sineko playing his Chen, the 2 heroes that he excels at the most with his team. And it's working. It's working beautifully. Yeah. And Blizzy, of course. I mean, we've already time and time again said how well this man plays the Axe, and he's just taking it to a new level this game.
Yeah. And I think, you know, that's another catch. And Navi, when we've been talking to them, they seem very confident. They've said that they have put serious amounts of preparation and work in before this LAN.
And you can see it.
We're seeing it all come together in this grand finals. Exactly the point where it absolutely has to. You know, 1 series away from securing a ticket to the major and taking away that first place grand prize here at the Corsair Dream League.
And look at this, they're constantly on the hunt. He's able to get the Remnant out. I believe he's going for the Maelstrom build first. They want to have some physical damage, or they want to have some actual damage to come out, but that's also more magical. And they're going to be playing into the Axe Pipe, which we already mentioned, and I believe Gyrocopter, very close to BKB. Same thing with the TA. You have to imagine these 2 heroes, they're going to go for those early BKBs. Game for Tigers looking at nearly impossible now at this point, as they're just trapped in their base mostly. Look at the mini-map. They have the Weaver farming bottom, but everybody else is just stuck in the base, unable to farm and push out versus Navi's dominant map control.
BKB, Desolator Blink, pre-20 minute mark. You're going to be very happy as a TA.
Absolutely.
Very, very happy.
Over that 600 gold per minute mark. Yeah, he's doing great. Now we talked about Blizzy's item build. This time he varied a little bit, right? He went for the pipe because he realized how little physical there was and how all magical it was on the side of Tigers. Doesn't even care about the Blade Mail. He's just going for Shadow Blade. Go for that hunting. Just keep looking for those pickoffs time and time again. As they're going to just keep pushing all these side waves in, and Tigers just still unable to really find positions to get outside the base. Every time they do, that happens. And they tip him. So now they're looking for some type of plays with their 3 stronger heroes on the map, but Navi, they're done with making plays. They're ready to close this game out, go to the high ground, get a pick off.
Straight in, that's a core Ogre.
Not anymore.
Has As I say, I feel like Tigers, they've got to really change it up in game 3. None of this sort of,
Structures are
repicking it. This Ogre Lina lane, they've tried it twice against Navi. It has not worked.
It's just not successful.
Sure, this game, it was a little better than game 1. But it wasn't really a lane that would transition into a way that was going to be able to address the issues elsewhere on the map. As Blizzy making the lead and making the call happen as they catch out Zephyr once more. Magical jumps in with the Melt Strike to bring down the Wyvern.
barracks are under attack.
And Rocket hits the Lina.
Oh, and he's dead. He is dead. He's got a buyback. There'll be a buyback straight away. Hand of God comes out from Navi. They start to back up a little bit, but Blizzy. Oh, he's in again. The two-man core setting things up, but he is getting punished. The Gunner Blade comes down to him. Blizzy may fall. They get him trying to back off, but he'll die. They get the big kill onto the axe. Can they get anything more though, Moon? Trying to push them away, but they've already taken the range racks in the middle lane. As Navi will not get the melee racks for now. The biggest kill we've seen for Tigers so far this game, and Magical, who's ready to go back in, jumps in onto Moon. Moon is dead for 35. They've got the combo onto the Ember as well. That's 2 dead without buyback. The Winter's Curse could cause that man to die, but not Magical. He'll stay alive. The BKB in the mouth there. Sentry's going to be dropped down against the blink off as well. He destroyed the right click from Arjun. Magical will survive. And they're back in. Desolator striking into this Rex. Melee Rex will be claimed.
He's still keeping his Aegis alive. 40 HP. Oh my goodness. 22,000 gold lead. We're at the 1k per minute again. Aegis going to be reclaimed in about 8 seconds, and Navi just continuing this beautiful display.
And if Navi, as I say, with this game pushing themselves potentially to 2-1 lead up in this best of 5 series, if they can repeat this performance in game 3, this is absolutely going to be one of those sort of finals that you can say, Navi, when they turn up to the major, this is a team that can absolutely give the other people in the major a run for their money. It's not, if they can continue to just perform like this in the grand finals of a minor, they're going to scale well at the major.
Yeah, definitely Tiger's going to have to go back to the drawing board, trying to figure out something to do versus this Navi.
Yeah, you can't, as I say, let him have that axe. Blizzy just got so far ahead. He was set up for one of the easiest games he's had here at LAN.
Yeah.
As he has been so enormously massive. There's nothing the Tigers can do about him. There's nothing the Tigers can do about the team as a whole. It's 25-6, only 23 minutes into this game. As Navi look to take a second set of racks. They're ready to dive for kills. If Tigers want to continue to fight again, Blizzy. He's in with the control onto Arjit. Do they have the damage to kill him off in time? Cold Embrace will be there. Protecting Arjit for now. They'll turn their attention towards Zephyr. Arjit will get himself back towards the base. There's 4 dead on Tigers, none with buyback. They'll be back up in about 10 seconds, 3 of them. But not before a second set of racks is taken from them.
You have to imagine they're just talking about the next game now. This game is absolutely out of the bag. There's no way that you can come back in this unless Navi does some fountain diving several times. They just have to go back to the drawing board, and I think they have to consider this axe ban and maybe change up their opener a little bit. It's just been an absolute treat for Navi fans in particular.
To do it sort of 2 games in a row.
With a gyro.
With the gyro, without the IO.
Yeah.
At the start of the day, again, in the interview with Blizzy, he said they're just going to turn up and play their game, play their strategy. They're certainly doing that here.
Absolutely.
Just by picking this gyro, something that we haven't seen from him yet, and showing us how well it can work, even when the lane gets crushed. As GG is called. Game 3 goes to Navi as they now lead 2-1 in this best of 5 grand finals at the minor. 1 game away for them from securing a position at the major. Tigers, they have to pick it up big time.
Absolutely.
2 games in a row where they've looked underwhelming. They haven't looked on the ball. They've not looked like the Tigers that we've seen many times this round. We know that there's a lot more that Tigers can sort of get out of themselves. But you just got to sort of hope for them that they're not sort of caught in this downhill slump now. 2 severe losses in a row. Can they pick it back up?
They're going to need a lot of big changes and just people to step it up, right? Like Zephyr definitely having a bit of a hard time